Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Broadway Jets YouTube channel. You'll know me from Twitter as NYJ Mike. I'm joined as always by the master of receipts, NYJ Matt. And Matt, it's a very special day to be a Jet fan.
It is a great day to be a New York Jet fan. The day we knew was going to get here, but was never 100% certain until the deal got done, finally got done. Aaron Rodgers is a goddamn New York Jet. And
Yes, sir.
as many times as I can say it or
Uh,
read the tweet, I don't believe it. And it's finally here, Mike. It is finally here.
it's so good. It's now we could say the last couple months. Hasn't been months. Hell, it feels like it's been years, decades.
It's been a month and a half
It's been a
since he
month and a
went on
half.
Pat McAfee and said that he intends to play for the New York Jets. And the one thing that I need to get out there, we'll get into the compensation, but every year the schedule comes out and team, any fan goes through their schedule and talks about whether the team is good, what about that quarterback. Every single team the Jets play will now have to look at their calendar and say, we don't have to play not only a team that had 7 wins with no one at quarterback, that same roster that got even better now has a top 5 quarterback on their team. Every team has to read that
They
now.
have to. They can't not do that. They have to do that. PFF's number one rated defense. We love to use PFF stats when they benefit the Jets and not when they don't, but that's another story. Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, terrific offensive line. That's going to get better with the 15th pick. Dude,
Chills throughout my
well,
entire body.
it's just unbelievable. I'm in work. Of course, you get all the text, 1,000 people text. It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Jumping up and down, hugging people. But it's just one of those things where the last few weeks, the last 8 weeks, we have to, or 6 weeks, you're like, the Jets have Rodgers. And then someone has to say, or like, you have to be like, well, it depends on the compensation. Like, is he really going to come? Maybe he'll retire. He's an asshole.
Yep.
None of that anymore. He's on the team. Now, Matt, the compensation is a little bit more than I expected, which I'm so fine with. I'm so fine with it. I thought, and I want to hear your opinion, I thought the Jets would give either pick swap in the first round this year and a conditional pick next year, or second round this year and conditional pick next year. The Jets gave both, which I'm fine with. I feel the move from 13 to 15 doesn't bother me at all.
I don't give an absolute fuck about 13 to 15. New England does pick at 14. They could take a tackle, right? Okay.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing. I don't think Green Bay's going to take a tackle. They'll probably take Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, I don't really care about the pick flip. I feel like it was a lot of the different projected packages came together as one. So the pick swap, don't care about. Second round pick, I don't care about now because you netted that second round pick back with Elijah Moore trade. And all intents and purposes, Elijah Moore did not want to be here, got kicked out of practice. Good young talent. Best of luck in Cleveland. But now I don't even count that second round pick in my head. I really don't. The Jets gave
Well,
up.
and also, and the good thing is the Jets signed McGovern today. So once
Yep.
the McGovern signing happened, you're like, all right, it makes sense that the deal gets done, relatively soon. And because of the timing, Jets could have signed McGovern at any point in the last month or so.
Right.
Same thing with Ben Jones. So once that happens, you're like, all right, the Jets don't have to use their second round pick on a center now. It becomes expendable. I still would. That's another story for another day, but
Yeah, and we can go. Everyone listening knows that the package, but pick swap 42, and then the conditional. And the conditional pick, I always felt like it would be performance based in terms of how far they went, and they went with
yes.
the route of 65%. Now he will probably hit that mark and will give up a one. I've been saying it. The reason I'm comfortable giving up a future one that is likely going to be a late one pick, and the Jets have had a surplus of guys. Elijah Vera Tucker, Garrett Wilson. Those are bonus first round picks based on the Jamal Adams trade. We have
Right.
built and we hit on those picks. So you
Brees
can
Hall
build
early one, early two, Jermaine Johnson.
exactly. You can build that foundation now. You don't need that future one. And you didn't give up your entire draft. You still in that draft will have a plethora of picks that you'll have. Like, I
And
am perfectly fine with the
it's
conversation,
perfect.
but it is not a fleece by any means. It will be a fleece if
No,
they
it's a
win the
fair
goddamn
trade.
Super Bowl.
It's a
It
fair
is a
trade.
fair trade. It is a fair trade for both sides.
It is a fair trade. Again, it's a tiny bit more than I thought that the Jets were going to give up, and I'm very happy with it. I tweeted out months ago I would have given up two twos, the only 2 1s, but the only thing that changed is that it turned out the Packers won, said they were going to do what Aaron Rodgers wanted. Then
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers comes out and says he wants to go play for the Jets, and there's no other suitors for him. So it didn't make sense to bid yourself up. So that's where it comes into a play where Jets and Packers fans are arguing about number 13 and leverage, what you have behind you, yada, yada, yada. But I ecstatic. Dude, the Jets have a Hall of Fame quarterback, a top 5 quarterback of all time. They have a roster that's loaded and young. It just couldn't be better. It could not be better. There's nothing better. This is one of the best days of my life. It's sad. Go fuck yourself. You have such a happy life. Yeah. This is unbelievable. And the Jets play 10 games in MetLife Stadium this year.
They're gonna have a lot of
Giants home
prime
game.
time. You saw my tweet. I always talk about that they haven't played on Sunday Night Football in 4,100 days. 2011.
That's so
They're
stupid.
going. They're going to play on Sunday Night Football probably 2 times, and we're gonna get the
Yeah.
player intro of Aaron Rodgers, quarterback, Cal University,
I
wearing
can't.
number 8.
I
It
can't.
is, and I am happy he's wearing number 8. I know a lot of people have debated that. He's
Yeah.
gonna start a new chapter, new number.
It's just
Obviously, the
tough.
number.
You can't unretire numbers because what's the point of retiring them?
Also, it's
I
not
would
like
have
any number.
unretired.
It's the only guy in our franchise history that truly like it has. You can't retire name it, but
Yeah, they could give Philip Adams number 24 after Revis, but Aaron Rodgers can't wear number 12. It's so stupid. In fairness,
Yeah.
it was before Revis was retired, whatever. No, he was still playing. But I can finally. I grew out this beard until the Jets were going to trade for Rodgers. No, I didn't do that, but I've been using some new beard oil. If you like it,
Good for you.
pretty
And
good.
this beard has been like a month in the making on my end. No, so
Dude,
the
I'm so happy.
the reaction on Twitter has been great. Again, a lot of people are like, "Hey, you knew this day was going to come," and of course we did, but we just didn't know when. And now we can. If you are listening, I want you to do me a favor. Once you hit subscribe on the YouTube channel, go to your liquor cabinet, find the strongest thing you got, pour it in a chilled glass,
You're getting hammered tonight, baby.
put your feet up, and just call a loved one, call a family member, just do everything that you need to do to relax and have yourself a good night, because you don't get a lot of nights like this when you get older. If you're 21 now in college listening, you're gonna have a lot of fun nights coming up. But once you're mid 20s and 30s and keep getting older, these nights don't come up as often. And the New York Jets just traded for Aaron Rodgers. Like I'm gonna cry. Like I'm getting emotional. This is very, very cool.
It's just great because it's going to affect our lives so much. Like we're going to hear just our quarterback all the time. No more negative bullshit. We have our guy. Like we have just the guy. And then you think back to like this whole process again. So, people said you knew it was going to happen, whatever. A lot of bumps along the way. A lot of talk about leverage. Then you heard like the last week, you heard all these rumors about the Niners and the Titans maybe trying to swoop in. And it's like Joe Douglas already came out and said that the Jets are going to trade for him. And then if they don't, it would just be really, really bad. It would be really bad. Well,
That would not have
that
been
was the
fun.
one thing. Joe Douglas's comments with how in-house the Jets keep everything and how tight-lipped they are. The fact that Douglas came out and said on a stage, on a microphone, that the Jets are going to get Aaron Rodgers, he's coming, made me very, very confident. And here we are. We did it. We literally did it. I think we manifested this too. We said this in like December.
You can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. We manifested it. It happened. And at the end of the day, you made a good point. It impacts your life. And if you're over the top, you're like, it's a football game. It's a random quarterback. The Jets could still go 10-7. Who cares? Why are you listening 11 minutes into a YouTube video about the Jets if you don't care that much? Like, it does matter.
That's the worst. That's the worst when people do that. Oh, they don't care about you. Why do you care about them? Can I enjoy things? Can I have a hobby that I care about besides my stupid fucking job?
That same guy that says that probably has like his favorite adult film star. And it's like, hey, dude, he doesn't know who you are. So
I have one too. You can be diversified in multiple different things. I have to worry. I gotta go do my laundry. Can't worry about the Jets. Like, no, we have things that we enjoy, and the Jets just made us very, very happy. We deserve this.
Yep. And I think this doesn't change the pick at 13 or 43 or 15 now at 43. You go with your plan. You want to draft tackle. You want to get second round, take a backup center, which John Michael Smith is there.
I would still take a center. I don't know. Did they release the McGovern contract details? I didn't see.
Not yet.
Okay. I'm assuming it's not a long-term deal, or even if it's multiple years, it'll be some kind of, deal where the Jets can get out of it after a year. But I would still take a center or two. That's the other thing. To your point before about AVT and Garrett Wilson, all these extra first-round picks, The Jets don't have that many holes. It's not like they have an elite player at every single position. I'm
Right.
not suggesting that, but there's not any really glaring holes other than defensive tackle. So if the Jets want to go out and sign a guy like Al Woods, I know Ishaun Robinson just signed with the Giants, was the other guy the Jets were looking at, the defensive tackle. That'd be great because you could plug another hole in free agency and then do whatever you want with the second round pick. And in my opinion, I would be very happy if they draft a center and really just set up this line for success for the next, 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
The absolute best. And I'm so happy that we have a chance to talk about it with you listening. Give us your thoughts in the comments.
Oh,
Twitter's been amazing. The replies have been hilarious. It is such a fun time. And for the Kakowskis and for the Packers, blue check marks, at the end of the day, you're likely going to get the one that you wanted. It is a later one in a year that will be probably a back end of the first round. So do whatever you need to do. You did not get pick 13. You did not get a 2-1s. You didn't really get anything too special, but if you're happy with it, good for you. If you want to continue to reply to every tweet, do it.
the
We got Aaron
Packers fans
Rodgers.
are very, very obnoxious.
It's just funny because you Brett Favre, who cares? Like, that's crazy that you don't have him be a lifetime Packer, but he wanted to leave, so fine. Rodgers wanted to be a Jet, and he's the greatest player, top 2 in your entire organization history, and you treated him like dog shit on the way out, didn't give him the respect he deserved, and now he's on a team, and he's going to be hungry to win a championship right in your fucking face. So I cannot wait for that day to come, and it will. I think it's going to happen. I really do with the team that they've built.
Yeah, the interesting thing with the Favre one, my cousin brought this up to me, was what was the actual trade of that? What did the Jets give? Because it was a lot less than this, but the stipulation was different because
The
Favre
best
actually retired.
The best part of that trade is there's a clause that if the Jets were to trade him to the Vikings, the Jets had to give up 3 firsts to the Packers. That was the deal. Because no, dead serious. There was a rumor that like Brett Favre wanted to go to the Vikings, and in the deal to the Jets, if the Jets were to have traded him to Minnesota either at the end of that year or during the year, 3 first-round picks the Jets would have to forfeit. How crazy is that? And of course, he goes to Minnesota the year after.
Oh, here's the actual trade. It was a conditional 4th round pick that turns into a 3rd rounder if Favre played 50% of the snaps, 2nd rounder if he played 70%, and a 1st rounder if he played 80% of the snaps, and the Jets made the Super Bowl. Interesting. So obviously the Jets gave up more this time, but I think and Favre had a terrific year the next year in Minnesota, which is hilarious. But he was not playing on the same level that Rodgers was the last couple of years, where Rodgers won 2 of the last 3 MVPs. So the Jets, have the MVP winner 2 of the last 3 seasons on their team. They have Pro Football Focus's #1 defense, a litany of young, terrific stars. It's going to be the most exciting year in a long, long time. The Jets have a chance to win the Super Bowl in our lifetime. They are Super Bowl contenders. I don't even know. It's unbelievable.
Used
It's
to pray
unbelievable.
used to pray for times like this. I love you, buddy. I love you, man.
I
You
love,
deserved
dude.
it.
And right on your birthday, this is unbelievable.
A
Happy
great birthday
yesterday.
present.
It's unbelievable. You can't ask for more than that.
My girlfriend's like, "What is your favorite birthday gift?" And I was like, "When Aaron Rodgers gets traded to the Jets." Like, not like the
$100 in this.
All right, Mike. It was great talking to you. 15-minute recap. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll probably do another video.
Fuck yeah.
Draft night video. We'll keep it
1000%.
rolling. Thanks for listening. Aaron Rodgers is a goddamn New York Jet.
Jet.
Fuck yeah. See you, buddy.